Scientists in Mexico revealed what they said were the corpses of aliens.
Maybe this is actually a strong signal being sent out deliberately by some aliens trying to contact us.
It always starts with a strange sky sighting that defies explanation.
Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
And just when the world gets a glimpse of it,
Oh my God!
the footage disappears, witnesses go silent, and the evidence gets buried by official denial.
We never were able to identify what it was, and all of our ground radar tracking data indicated that there shouldn't have been another object anywhere near us at the time.
But the truth can't stay hidden forever. So here are the times when governments cover up, were exposed to people, and caught on camera.
Holy shit.
In the Arizona desert, a strange object crashed into the sand. It wasn't a satellite or a drone. It was black in color and shaped like a disc. The authorities arrived soon after and secured the area. Everyone could tell it wasn't anything from Earth. It looked like a real UFO. The team carefully checked the inside, but to their surprise, there was no one inside. It was completely empty. Even with all their searching, they couldn't explain how it got there. Many still wonder if it was left behind for a reason, or if something escaped before they arrived. UFO crash in woods.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit. Holy shit.
On February 14th, 2005, a couple was hiking through the mountain woods. Everything was peaceful until an object came crashing down right in front of them. They thought it was just a meteor, but as they got closer, they noticed it was covered in black, looking completely burnt.
Amazing. Hot.
While they tried to figure out what it was, a sudden crack came from inside it.
This thing has come out of the sky.
Moments later, a humanoid being jumped out.
Let's see this. One more shot.
God!
There is.
First onto the husband, then towards the wife. Since that day, no one has heard from them again. One thing was clear: the alien didn't let them get away. Vegas backyard mystery.
I have butterflies, bro. Everyone saw a shooting star, then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
In June 2023, a family in Las Vegas made headlines after they claimed something crashed in their backyard. They even said they saw aliens on their property, which quickly grabbed attention everywhere. The family called 911, and soon the story spread all over social media. To be safe, the Las Vegas police set up cameras around the family's backyard, hoping to catch clear footage if the visitors came back. Many believe those cameras might one day record the clearest proof, yet not just of UFOs, but of real aliens living among us. Mexican UFO. A truck driver was traveling along a highway in Mexico when he suddenly pulled over to the side. In the distance, he spotted a giant-shaped object resting near the road. Right away, he knew it didn't belong there. The object had a strange, otherworldly design, and the driver could tell it had come from high up in the sky. It was clear to him that it wasn't anything man-made. It looked like an alien ship. Realizing it might not be safe to stick around, he decided to drive away, leaving the strange sight behind under the open sky. UFO recovery. This strange video appeared in the year 2018 and left people on the edge. Recorded by a group of tourists on a beach, it shows a disc-shaped object lying on the sand. As they were trying to figure it out, a car pulled up. The men inside looked like they were from some undercover force. They quickly stopped the tourists from recording, covered the object, and took it away. After that, no one ever heard about it again. Well, it was a UFO that had crashed there, and while no aliens were seen, some say they could still be hiding, waiting for the right moment to appear on Earth. Woods visitors. an explorer came across something he never expected. In the middle of the woods was a dark-shaped spaceship, and its entrance was wide open. And not just it. A few meters away, he spotted a being with a big skull moving toward it. It was an alien. Without wasting any time, the alien went into the spaceship. Just a few seconds later, the ship took off and disappeared into the sky, as it had completed its mission here and left for another one somewhere else. UFOs landing in Wallace. A strange video appeared online and quickly went viral, and for this reason. In Wallace, Texas, 4 to 5 bright lights were spotted over a mountainous area. Some lights just appeared out of nowhere, glowing so brightly they lit up the sky like an aura. One light was even seen descending straight from the sky. Witnesses noted the lights were too bright and random to be Chinese lanterns, and they did not behave like flares. The objects seemed to land and then vanish, leaving the area in complete darkness. With no signs of fire or flammable material, many believe it was a UFO landing, a truly strange event that left everyone stunned. Extraordinary UFO. In Malaysia, some extraordinary footage showed a giant black UFO moving over a village, looking like something straight from a movie. Locals watched as the craft hovered low, shining a bright white light from its center. After spinning once, it moved toward the nearby forest and crashed. Due to the object's massive size, authorities quickly found the crash site. When they got there, they discovered a skinny being, clearly an alien, near the wreckage. Military forces captured the being and reportedly took it away for research. No official details were released, which means they are still working on it and hoping for news soon. Hiker finds UFO. A local was hiking on top of the mountain when he noticed a shiny thing in the trees below. It was much larger than the surrounding trees, so it was clear it wasn't just an ordinary object. It was an alien craft. He hoped he wouldn't encounter any aliens, as it would definitely change the situation. Thankfully, he didn't find any, but another local did. That person too was terrified when he saw the scene. He was too scared to approach, and he soon realized the alien wasn't showing itself fully. Instead, it was hidden, peeking out, watching him silently. UFO sphere. In 2012, in Brazil, a mysterious thing fell from the sky during the night. When the sun came up, locals gathered to investigate and were shocked to find a large, heavy sphere. It was shiny and covered in strange symbols that appeared to be some kind of alien language. Nothing like anything they had ever seen before. But the surprises didn't end there. Later, an unidentified large skull-like being was spotted hiding in the bushes. Though it tried to remain hidden, it was clear what it was. This wasn't an isolated incident. Brazil seemed to be a frequent hotspot for strange alien encounters, more so than any other country in the world. Alien in backyard. One night, a resident was peacefully sleeping when he was suddenly awakened by loud, strange noises outside. Feeling a mix of curiosity and concern, he stepped out onto his balcony to investigate. What he saw left him in fear behind the trees. A large being with a skull-like face and black eyes was sitting, staring directly at him. Terrified, he quickly ran back inside, but as he reached his door, it mysteriously swung open on its own. Without hesitation, he shut it and locked it. After that terrifying experience, he never saw or heard anything like it again, but the creepy memory stayed with him forever. UFOs over pyramids. This tourist, while crossing the Pyramid of Giza, witnessed something unforgettable. Several large spherical lights appeared above the pyramid, quietly floating over its peak. His eyes were wide in amazement as the lights slowly moved upward, drifting from the pyramid into the sky. They glowed softly against the dark night. He wasn't sure what he was seeing, but deep down, he felt it wasn't anything ordinary. Maybe it was a UFO or something even more mysterious. UFO crashed. A camper was out in the woods when he heard strange noises nearby, so he decided to check it out. In the beginning, there was nothing unusual, but then he saw something that left him in disbelief. Hidden between the trees was a giant spacecraft sitting there with no one around. As he stared at it in shock, he noticed something even scarier. A skinny being was standing beside it. It was an alien. The alien spotted him and quickly disappeared into the trees. Thinking it was over, the camper tried to leave, but it wasn't. The alien came after him, and since that night, he has been missing. No one knows what really happened, but it didn't seem like it ended well. Disappearance of Mexican UFO.
This object was traveling and descending through steps, unlike that of a meteor. Again, it would more.
On the night of August 25th, 1974, U.S. air defense radar spotted an unusual thing over the Gulf of Mexico. A fast-moving object was heading toward Texas and then crossed into Mexico's airspace. Soon after, it vanished from radar near Coyami. Mexican authorities quickly sent a team to check it out. They reportedly found a strange metallic craft resting in the desert. It didn't look like any regular plane.
Mexican recovery team finds a silver-shaped classic disc, some 16 feet 5 inches, about 5 feet thick, convex on both sides, sort of like a saucer.
But before they could do anything, American forces arrived and took control of the area. Witnesses said helicopters and trucks carried the wreckage away under heavy guard. Many believe the Coyami crash involved a real UFO that was hidden from the world. UFO in mountains. A couple of friends were on top of a hill when they noticed an odd sighting in the distance. It was a giant spaceship just hovering still in the air, but after a few minutes, it suddenly flew up and moved away.
Look, over there. You see that? What the heck?
They weren't the only ones who saw it. Soon after, another local spotted the same craft flying across the sky. It vanished high into the air, disappearing without a trace. Since then, it has never returned, leaving everyone wondering about the intentions of the beings inside. Mysterious UFO. A camper recorded the extraterrestrial activity in the woods. There in the sky was a giant circle-shaped ring slowly moving. But what shocked him even more was a silver-shaped object flying toward it. At first look, he knew he was seeing a UFO. The UFO moved perfectly into the ring, almost like it was made for it. Then, just moments later, it went into the sky and vanished without a trace. The locals stood there frozen, thinking about one thing. What if they come back again? UFO imprints. While capturing the natural beauty of the mountains, a drone accidentally spotted strange markings on the ground. Curious, it flew lower to get a better look. What seemed like random patterns at first soon revealed something unsettling. The shapes were large, perfect circles, and deep impressions that didn't match anything natural. Later, after closer inspection, it was confirmed that these were UFO imprints. The ground was burned in places, and the strange patterns looked too precise to have been made by human machines. The discovery left many thinking about when a UFO had landed there and how it had gone without anyone noticing. Maury Island incident. This story is from 1947 when a man took his boat out near Maury Island with 2 workers, his son and their dog. 3 miles offshore, they spotted 6 flying discs hovering above the water. Suddenly, one of the discs was demolished and molten material fell onto the boat. The boy was impaired, the boat's condition became bad, and the dog lost its life. Scared, they rushed to shore and hid in the cliffs. The next day, a man dressed in black showed up and warned the man to keep quiet. Though he later called the story a hoax, many think he was just tired of being ignored. The Maury Island incident is still remembered today. Mysterious crash. A local was heading home one night when he noticed giant lights in the sky. These lights weren't small, they were massive, nothing like a normal aircraft. As he watched, he realized it had to be an extraterritorial ship. Its strange movement and low height made it clear. Another local, a woman who was outside at the same time, also saw it. She had a better and closer view and confirmed it was a disc-shaped UFO. She felt scared, especially when she heard strange noises coming from it. It looked like the UFO was about to land and maybe even invade Earth. Unknown. Falling object. While hiking to the top of a mountain, a group of locals spotted something falling from the sky at high speed. As they wondered what it could be, the object made direct contact with the Earth. The impact left the object in a condition that suggested no one had survived inside. The locals, drawn to the crash site, rushed over to investigate. The smoke made it hard to see clearly, but it was soon confirmed. It was a UFO. However, there was no sign of anyone inside. It seemed the aliens had escaped. The big question that remained was, where did they go? Uncovering Roswell secrets. A strange video got leaked from a secret laboratory, and it showed things that were not easy to explain. There were large handprints clearly not from humans, and many of them were marked across walls and metal surfaces. Along with that, there were weird symbols and strange tools scattered around. Some of them looked understandable, but others were completely beyond human understanding. The most shocking part? It turned out that all of these things were debris from the Roswell UFO incident of 1947, which means everything seen in that lab once belonged to aliens. Egyptian UFO. As researchers were digging, hoping to find more mummies, they ended up finding something else. It was a disc-shaped object, the kind usually seen flying in the sky, not buried underground. It looked very old, maybe even older than 1950, which means it probably came here many years ago and never left. And maybe, just maybe, the aliens who brought it are still around, lost to time, just like this hidden piece of the past. UFO found in farm.
Well, it's a discovery that could be out of this world. He and his eldest son came across an interesting piece of debris. The pair say they are unsure what it is or how it ended up on their land.
One afternoon, while working in the fields, a farmer and his eldest son came across a strange piece of debris. In the start, they thought it was just trash left behind.
For a far distance, we thought it was garbage, and then after that, we got closer and we don't know what it is.
But as they got closer, it didn't look normal at all. They loaded the heavy 100-pound piece onto their truck and took it home. It looked badly burnt, made of carbon fiber and aluminum honeycomb. The farmer guessed that maybe it was part of a satellite.
It could be part of a satellite or something that re-entered.
When experts heard about it, they mentioned that Saskatchewan has a history of strange debris falling from the sky, even back in the 1960s. But after a closer look, many started to believe it wasn't from any satellite. It might have been a piece of a real UFO. Landing in Panama City. A local was recording the beautiful view in Panama City when he noticed an odd thing. A black, circle-shaped object was flying low in the sky, very close to the water's surface. It moved smoothly across the scene, catching the attention of everyone nearby. The object then drifted toward the woods, went between the trees, and disappeared without a trace. It was never seen again. Some believe it might have landed deep inside the forest and could still be there, hidden away from view. The footage quickly spread online. Some said it was an RC toy, while others believed it was nothing other than a UFO. UFO or UAP? While relaxing on the beach, beachgoers heard strange sounds from the sky and saw a ball of fire streaking toward the ocean. It crashed into the water, creating a massive wave that didn't reach the shore. Some thought it was a meteor, others believed it was a UFO. The event sparked curiosity, leaving many still wondering what truly fell from the sky. Backyard UFOs. On January 11th, 2014, a video surfaced online showing UFOs flying over Heratada, Egypt, by the Red Sea. The strange objects were spotted by many locals, all of whom confirmed the sighting.
Oh my god!
What made the event even more bizarre was that the UFOs were flying unusually low, giving everyone a clear view. The objects didn't seem to mind being observed as they moved slowly and steadily across the sky. It almost felt like they were showing themselves on purpose. The sight stunned the crowd, leaving many in awe and sparking heated discussions across social media. Even years later, people in Heratada still talk about that strange night.
Oh my god!
Strange phenomenon. White markings were stretched across the sky, but they didn't look like normal clouds. They were too neat, almost like a message.
Dude, what the
Some people thought it could be Morse code, while others believed it might be something even more mysterious. Maybe it was a way for aliens to send a sign. The markings stayed in the sky for a while before fading away. It was a sight that left the locals with a sense of wonder they would never forget.
Dude, what the
UFOs scuffle. Have you ever come across a sight that didn't look real at all? That's exactly what happened to a homeowner one night. He was sleeping peacefully when, suddenly, he woke up to the sound of a bizarre thing. It sounded like a fight happening in the sky. He quickly went outside to see what it was and couldn't believe his eyes. Red beams discharged across the sky, all coming from one thing, and it was a disc-shaped UFO. The strange part was that nothing seemed to be touching it. The UFO moved smoothly upward, and just like that, and went its way into the sky, leaving the homeowner stunned and wondering if what he saw was even real. Russian UFO crash. Deep in a Soviet forest, the Russian KGB was setting up a security perimeter when a loud crash shook the ground. Rushing to the source, they discovered a strange flying device buried in the earth. They kept everything quiet, hiding the discovery from the public. But later, a mysterious video surfaced showing what looked like the examination of a being, something not of this world. Officials claimed it was the same entity found at the crash site. The work on the object and the being continued in secret, but what they uncovered next was never revealed. The mystery remains unsolved to this day. UFO crash. In China, an unbelievable incident took place when people saw a spaceship on fire, falling quickly toward the ground. It crashed into someone's backyard, bursting into flames. But this wasn't just any spaceship. Witnesses said it was an alien craft. Moments later, a strange being emerged from the wreckage. It looked around for a moment before moving away from the burning ship.
Oh my god. What the
Then, in a shocking move, the being jumped into the air and went up into the sky, disappearing without a trace. Those who witnessed it were left speechless, knowing they had seen something beyond their understanding, something that may never be explained, as not many people witnessed them, which were aliens.
Oh my god. What the man?
UFO landing in woods. In the town of Brampton, Ontario, Canada, a family of farmers spotted a flying object dropping down into the trees on their farm. Its lights flickered in strange patterns, and its shape was unlike anything they had ever seen before. As they watched, they became sure it wasn't a regular aircraft. It was something unknown. The object seemed to be trying to land deep in the woods. The family stood frozen, hoping that nothing or no one would come out of the trees toward them. That night, the alien craft disappeared into the forest, leaving behind nothing but questions.
Check out the UFO. It's way off in the woods. You can see the moon way over there.
Hypnotizing UFO. A strange video uploaded online on October 31st, 2018 quickly went viral for this reason. It showed hundreds of birds moving wildly in the sky, circling around a scary-looking flying object. The bird's behavior made it clear that something unusual was happening. People watching the video noticed that the bird seemed almost controlled by the object. It didn't take long before many called it a UFO. The footage was recorded in Canada, and viewers were stunned by how close the object was and how the birds reacted. That day, no one had an answer for what aliens do that day. UFO lands in China. A group of friends in China were enjoying their day when they suddenly heard a loud noise coming from the woods. Curious, they ran toward the sound and were shocked by what they saw. A futuristic-looking UFO had landed right there among the trees. Its gate was wide open, and from it, a strange creature appeared. It had all the features people describe when talking about aliens. Big eyes, a thin body, and long arms. The friends stood frozen for a moment, trying to believe what they were seeing. Without wasting any more time, they quickly decided to turn around and leave, not wanting to find out what would happen next. UFO in school. This time, it was a school where students spotted a strange aircraft in the school. It was small in size, but clear enough to know it wasn't from around here. When the professors managed to open it, there was no creature inside, only a system built for control. With no human technology being this advanced, onlookers believed it was an extraterrestrial aircraft, or it could be possible the aliens were controlling it when it crashed. Mystery from 1941. In the spring of 1941, a strange incident occurred near Cape Girardeau, Missouri. A minister was called to a crash site deep in the countryside. Upon arrival, he saw a disc-shaped object surrounded by military soldiers. Nearby, there were small bodies with large heads and eyes, not human at all. The minister was asked to keep it secret, and he was able to do it for many years, until his granddaughter later shared the story that the event came to light, long before the famous Roswell crash. Experts believe the military quickly covered it up, but many people believe this was one of the first UFO crashes involving alien beings on Earth. The mystery of Cape Girardeau still leaves many wondering what truly happened that night. UFO encounter and crash. A pilot was flying his aircraft when an unexpected object appeared, colliding with the lower part of his craft. Unlike his plane, which stayed in the air, the object descended toward the ground and crashed. Locals nearby rushed to the site, eager to discover what had fallen. To their shock, they found a UFO lying on the ground. This wasn't a story. They were staring at something real, something they had only heard about. But there was no sign of life inside the craft. It seemed the aliens had left it before it crashed. What happened to them? No one knows. Maybe they were there, but hidden. Low altitude UFO. While walking around the neighborhood, a resident spotted a flying craft in the distance. At first, he thought it might be a drone, but as it crossed over him, he realized it wasn't anything normal. It was a UFO, moving smoothly through the sky. He watched as it headed toward a nearby building, then went straight up into the sky and disappeared without a trace. Since that day, he never stopped looking up, wondering if it would come back. Deep down, he believed that if it showed up again, it wouldn't just be him who saw it. This time, the whole town might witness what he saw with their own eyes. Buried UFO. It all began with a curious boy wandering near a marshy lake in Estonia. While exploring, he found strange tracks leading into the water, but none coming back out. He told his friends and family, and soon a local military history club got involved. When they investigated, they realized something large was hidden deep under the mud. They brought heavy equipment and strong steel cables and worked for hours. Finally, they pulled it out, and to everyone's shock, it turned out to be a UFO. It probably came here a long time ago, crashed and got buried in the mud, only to be discovered by the unsuspecting people. UFO trying to land. A drone was flying high in the sky, capturing the beautiful greenery below, but suddenly, a black disc-shaped object was seen moving just beneath it. It wasn't an RC toy or anything normal. It was indeed a UFO. It looked like it was searching for something. Not long after, another video appeared online showing strange alien beings in the woods at night. The strange part was, the woods where the aliens were seen were right next to the place where the drone had recorded the UFO. It clearly pointed to one thing. The UFO had landed, and whatever was inside had made its way into the woods. UFO crash in Utah desert. Over the Utah desert, people and the military noticed a bizarre thing on their radar. It was moving very fast and heading straight toward the Earth. Locals who looked up were shocked when they saw it too. A large object flashed through the sky and crashed into the desert. As they rushed toward the site, they realized it was a UFO. The craft was in bad condition, and everyone waited, expecting someone or something to come out. But nothing happened. The area stayed silent. It seemed like the ship was empty from the start. Many left wondering if it had been abandoned, or if whatever was inside had disappeared before they got there. UFO in mountains. Captured in China, the video shows a hovering, flying disc over the trees. It wasn't moving, just still in the sky, almost as if it were waiting, or maybe preparing to land. The local knew right away it was an extraterrestrial ship. He stood frozen for a moment, then quickly decided that staying longer would only put him in risk. Without looking back, he kept moving, pretending he had never seen anything out of the ordinary. The memory of that night stayed with him, but he never spoke of it to anyone. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. On January 27th, 2025, in Brazil, locals spotted a peculiar object falling from the sky. It was huge and had a very weird shape, not like anything they had ever seen before. The object was so big that the authorities could easily track it on their radar. When they arrived, they found a giant UFO stuck in the ground. Soldiers and experts rushed to the scene, trying to figure out where it came from and what it meant. It was clear that it was a UFO, but why did it come to invade the planet? The way experts hid it from the people's eyes, it looked like they knew the answer.